Alhamdulillah wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah amma ba'd. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Brothers and sisters, it's that time of year again, exam season. Very shortly, you inshallah ta'ala are going to be sitting either your GCSE, A-level or university examinations. And you need to ensure that on that day, when you walk into that examination room, you perform to the best of your ability. Because the grade and the result that you get on that is going to determine to some extent the kind of opportunities that you're going to have in the future. So it's in your best interest that you perform to your optimum level, inshallah ta'ala. Now, to aid you in that, I have put together a program called How to Smash Your Exams. How to Smash Your Exams is the Muslim student's guide to how to smash your exams. I have taught it 3 times in the past, 3 years consecutively in the past, and this is now the 4th time. And brothers and sisters, I can tell you with conviction and certainty, this program really works. That's right, I mean, people, the last time I taught it, they went up grade boundaries. We're talking people who were on E's went up to B's. People who were on D's went up to A's. There were people who walked away with 100% in their examination. I actually requested for them to actually get their examination papers and take a picture with the grade on the paper and send it back to us, as I'll be releasing inshallah ta'ala on my social media for you guys to also be able to see. People went up and they had A's. I actually saw the test papers myself. So this is a program that really does work. I have put together my own personal experience throughout my own personal studies, especially my Islamic studies, because Islamic studies are way more robust, way more intense than secular studies. I mean, if I was to have a textbook, for example, as you can see I have all these books here, if I was to take a textbook from my university degree, I wouldn't be expected to know everything inside of that book. I'll just be told to go to particular chapters. But no, when you do Islamic studies, it doesn't work like that. You need to know the whole textbook in and out. Furthermore, you may even at times be expected to memorize the entirety of that textbook. So, alhamdulillah, I was able to benefit so many study skills from the scholars who have preceded us in time and knowledge and virtue, who reach unprecedented levels of knowledge and scholarship, not just in the Islamic sciences, but even secular sciences. As Imam Ibn Taymiyyah, rahimahullah, many of you know Shaykh al-Islam, he was a scholar in the Islamic religion, but he was also a polymath, meaning that there were many other subjects in sciences such as mathematics that he was well versed in. Imam Shafi'i rahimahullah had an interest in medicine and so on and so forth. So we took their study skills and their study techniques and we applied them with contemporary study skills, contemporary studies that have been done on how to optimize your learning and your revision and your studying, put them together in this one powerful course. And that is what allowed us, with Allah Azza wa Jall's permission, to be able to teach this, and for those who have previously taken part in this course to actually achieve and acquire the massive improvements that they did and the test results that they did because of that. Walhamdulillah. And now inshallah ta'ala it's an opportunity for you to do the exact same thing. So now you might be asking, well, how? What makes this program so epic? So I mean, I'm not going to go into all the specifics of it right now because there's a whole lot to discuss, but I'll give you an overview of the 3 main things that I focus on inside of this program. The first thing is teaching you how to study. Brothers and sisters, I realize that in school they only teach you what you need to know. They don't teach you how to study. I remember back in my GCSEs, when we did our tests and when we were being given our results, I remember I went, to get my results, and one of my friends who was a very intelligent guy, I mean, this guy, when he was only 16 years old, he was writing articles that were set to be published in a magazine. He had a good understanding of history and sociology. He was very eloquent. He had very powerful, comprehensive, vocabulary. And Allahumma barik, he was set to really get a good grade. But when I saw him on that results day, I looked at him. He had that look on his face of failure. So I went up and I asked him, and I said, "Well, how did you do?" He looked at me and he said, "My grades spelt feed." Confused and flustered at what he just said, I took a look at his results sheet, and there it was, F-E-E-D. Shocked and bewildered as to how such an intelligent young man performed so poorly on his exams. This was something that always stayed in my head. And later on, after I actually finished and I went through college and I went through university and I went through this cycle myself, and I actually started to study these study techniques, I realized, subhanallah, that in school they only teach you what you need to know. They don't teach you how to know what you need to know. They spoon feed you. This is what you need to know. This is your exam. But they don't teach you how to study. And that's the missing link that we're catering for in this. We're teaching you how to study. We're teaching the mechanics. Because how many times have I come across brothers and sisters who are so intelligent but they perform so bad in their exams? They work so hard, they slave away the nights before, the weeks before, the months before their examinations, and they just scrape it, or they don't perform as well as they could have. And then you get people who don't come to class and they don't study very well and they're always joking around, but they're walking away with firsts at universities. I know 2 brothers like that. They don't even go to classes. That if you see them, you think to yourself, wow, these guys are the jokers of the group. But they walk away with firsts in their coursework and their tests. How? Because they have innately learnt and acquired the skill of how to study. So they were weak in knowing what to study, but they made up for it in knowing how to study. And that's what I'm going to be teaching you, inshallah ta'ala, on this program. I'm going to teach you how to read, how to memorize, how to make notes. Inshallah ta'ala, we're going to go through that. The second thing that we cater for in this program is the psychology, the motivation. Because research has shown that if you want success in anything, only 20% of the success is down to the how, which is the first section, knowing what to do. 80% of the success is down to the mind, your psychological state, what you believe here, how you think. I'll give you another example. Many of you probably don't know and probably may not even be able to guess, but those of you who do have an eye for this might have guessed, because you see I have a spelling problem on my social media. I'm actually dyslexic. I'm dyslexic, which means that, I have difficulty in reading and writing and so on and so forth. But guess what? I never knew. I went through school, college, university, and I performed well in my examinations and my courseworks and whatnot, and I never knew I was dyslexic, which is interesting because everyone who was dyslexic was always in the bottom set and they always performed very badly. And those fellow students of mine, some of them are in a very bad place today. And I asked myself, what's the difference between me and them? And later on I found out the difference was that I never knew I was dyslexic. You see, when you know you're dyslexic, you feel like a failure. You feel insecure. You feel low self-esteem. You don't feel the confidence. It's like you're almost told you can't read, you can't write, you will never be able to achieve the way the kids in the top set would. But I was in the top set, and I was also dyslexic. The only difference was I never knew. And because I never knew, it never shattered my confidence. Because I never knew, it never put my self-esteem down. Because I never knew, I thought I was just like everyone else. I mean, I always know I did struggle, like mathematics. I would struggle with numbers and whatnot. I would always get, make spelling mistakes. But I believed I was just as good as anyone else. And because of that, I was able to achieve. And one of the things that you benefit there is that it's down to the way you think, down to your mind, down to the way you believe in yourself. So a huge chunk of this program is going to be on putting you in the mindset of a successful student, of a student who's going to go on there to smash your exams, not caring what they told you. Because in essence, I realized that dyslexia didn't mean that I was stupid, or didn't mean that I was an underachiever. It just meant I was different. And because I was different, I just had to find a different method of studying. And inshallah ta'ala, we're going to give you so many methods, inshallah ta'ala, that you'll be able to pick that method of which is going to suit you. And even if you don't find a specific method that suits you, because we put you in a psychological state to be able to achieve that, you'll find that method, just like I did. Because it was never spoon-fed to me. Because I believed in myself, I worked towards it, and I got it. The final thing, brothers and sisters, inshallah ta'ala, that we're going to be focusing on in this program is the social construct. These are the 3 things that you need. You need to know how to achieve, you need to be motivated, and you need to be in the right social environment to achieve. These are the 3 steps to succeed at anything. So how are we going to put that for you? We make a Facebook group, one for brothers, one for sisters, in which everyone is motivating one another. Everyone is every day going, they're revising, they're putting in there. Everyone has to take a picture of their notes, what they revise, put it in the group. Share benefits, share reminders. We get students, we always have several students that are studying science, several students that are doing maths, university level degrees, college, GCSE, and they share notes, you ask questions. It's a powerful, buzzing environment. You actually feel like I actually want to go study so I can be a part of this group. And you have that support network, not just for myself, but everyone else who's also going to be on the program as well. So brothers and sisters, this is something that you really do not want to miss. But there's a catch. The catch is that we are only opening registration for a few days. It's going to close very shortly because I teach a lot of this program live. And I need to start teaching it to give you guys enough time to be able to actually do your studies. So there's only a couple of weeks for you to register. If you're watching this now, a couple of weeks. Some of you might be watching this video late, it might be a day or two. Not only that, there's right now only 200 spaces that we've opened up. The reason for it is because I like to be able to keep up to date personally with everyone's performance. I'm not necessarily in communication with everyone, but I like to keep up to date with everyone's performance. We have a Facebook group that I have to personally manage alongside with my team. So when there's too many people, it can get chaotic. So for me, it's quality over quantity. So if you want to make use of this opportunity, brothers and sisters, go right now. Register below, inshallah ta'ala. I promise you it's not going to be something that you regret. If you put your trust in Allah Azza wa Jal first, and then you take the means by signing up to this program, I am really certain that you are, inshallah ta'ala, going to smash your exams. I'm going to teach you how to do it with Allah's permission. You're going to place your trust in Allah, then you have to make the efforts. With that, there's no reason why you should not have smashed these exams. So hopefully I'll see you on the other side. Don't waste a single second. Don't procrastinate. That's exactly one of the things that we're going to combat on the program. How to not procrastinate. Literally, invest in your future. Go to the link below, register, sign up. I'll see you on the other side. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.